Ominous.
Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today with another episode, in fact the first ever episode of Death of a Dragonborn using the Helheim Unbound rule set. So, let's go around, let's introduce the cast and crew, as I will be the Dungeon Master of tonight's game, and let's figure out who we are and who we're going to be playing tonight. So let's start with Nicholas. How you doing, my friend?
Hello. This is probably the first time I'm streaming as a player, so...
Exciting.
Yeah. I do art normally, and I will be playing Yadur, the Hayit magician.
Excellent, excellent. Great stuff. We also have Drop the Die with us tonight. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing very well. It's my first time with Encounter Roleplay. I'm JB. I go by Drop the Die on Twitter, Facebook, all of that good stuff. Do tabletop gaming reviews, do DM tips. I'm trying to get into online play a lot more, so I hope that you'll see much more of me in the future.
Great stuff. We also have Behold Her Gaming with us tonight. How you doing, my friend?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Ellie with Beholder Gaming. I am playing Claudia Meldor, a Imperial Human Dawn Guard.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I'm excited. And we have Strider Heap with us tonight. Strider, how you doing, my friend?
What's up, baby? I am hyped up to be here in this Skyrim game, getting my Elder Scrolls.
Oh no!
The first casualty.
He's only allowed one Elder Scroll. There will not be multiple scrolls for Strider. I'm sure he'll be back with us in a second.
There it is.
There he is.
Awesome,
Strider, you're back.
powerful. His internet flips out.
So good. You were just introducing your character.
Gonna be playing Laren Lallo. He's born in Morrowind and has led a rather cloistered life of excess and decadence. He's used his family's endless surplus to purchase himself adventuring gear and a butler. He's left home without permission and is traveling the world to see what great adventures will find him. His parents are trying desperately to bring him back home, but he's having the time of his life.
Great stuff. Amazing. This ragtag band of adventurers are going to be having a fun time in the Skyrim universe today, as we are playing Helheim Unbound. I'll send you guys a link here in the chat to the Kickstarter, which just went live, I think just a few hours ago, in fact. So you can check it out. It is a classless system on a dice pool system, so we're going to be using D6s tonight, and we'll talk you through the mechanics as we run here. It's pretty nice and simple and easy to play, and allows you to do whatever you want with it. And so we're going to be playing some goddamn Elder Scrolls Skyrim. So on that note, before we get started, we are sponsored by Helheim RPG Unbound. Check it out on the Kickstarters for sure. They've sponsored this show. Let's play Encounter Roleplay to keep us going, and we're going to show you a fun time playing this rule set. And of course, we are sponsored by Fantasy Ground, our virtual tabletop of choice. And in fact, slide on over here to our map, where you guys can see the current world map of Skyrim for those who need a little reminder of what happens in the Skyrim universe. And of course, you can check out Wayland Games as well for all of your miniature needs. Warhammer, D&D swag, all that good stuff. Check it out on Wayland Games for 20% off RRP. That's all the... Oh, wait, no, there's not. There's more boring stuff for me to talk to you guys at, but it's exciting for me. If you guys haven't followed the show yet, hit the follow button and join us. You know what? I want some goddamn viewer decisions in Skyrim today, because that's how we have fun. When we hit 40 followers, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our game. There is a tweet for you guys in chat from Kiana as well. 20 retweets on that as well, and we'll have another viewer decision. So let's make some madness, let's make some craziness happen, because that's perfect for Skyrim, with all of its high magic and kookiness. You can donate to affect the game as well. Give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. So it's going to be a fun time here tonight. But we've got some quick overviews of characters. So I'll give you guys the pitch for the game, and then I want to go around and want to learn a little bit more about everyone's characters for episode 1 here, what you guys look like and that kind of thing. So here's the pitch. The word has spread of a great hero's death. The Dragonborn has fallen in battle. Rumor has it that a great dragon brought fire and death upon the Dragonborn, and that Skyrim may very well now fall to the dragons. Others tell of how the Dragonborn accidentally jumped off a mountain trying to get down quicker and died. Either way, whichever is true, a hero has been lost, and Skyrim is in need of heroes. Jarl Balgruuf, upon his incredible throne, has sent out a call for aid, asking for all abled adventurers and heroes to join him. In return, he will offer them gold, rewards, wheels of cheese, whatever it is that those adventurers require. The companions, Whiterun's fighting guild, have also offered their assistance to Balgruuf, as emboldened bandits and worse have begun to roam the area. With no hero to protect the streets, Skyrim is becoming quickly more and more dangerous. And that's where we're going to find our adventurers today, heading into Whiterun, the capital city and the center of the province of Skyrim. It is one of the nicest, largest fortifications and the marketplace center where all trade happens. The adventurers have heeded Jarl Balgruuf's call and are arriving there today. So let's go around and let's just figure out what you guys look like, and just tell us a little bit more about your characters there as well. So let's start with Strider. Let's go in reverse order this time. So tell us more about Laron.
Laren is about 5'8". Not a full head under some of his peers walking around here. He has a light blue tint to his skin. The dark elves can range from indigo to purples to all kinds of hues. He has not seen too much sun before, so he's a little bit more on the pale side. His pitch black hair is the kind that almost sheens blue in the sunlight. And he always presents himself with an aristocracy kind of air about him. He's obviously better than you, with his nose up in the air.
Very nice. So you also have a companion with you. Is that not so? I've lost his name, but I wrote it down. Scheme. The Argonian. What does Scheme look like as he carries all your bags and has everything that a good servant and adjutant would have?
Scheme is an orange-plumed, green-scaled lizard man. He is, in fact, an Argonian. He wears a little suit tailored specifically to fit him and to accommodate his large tail. Scheme is bound to carry all my burdens. And
indeed.
Does so without too much sass.
Not too much, just a little bit, the right amount of sass. So let's pick up with this first scene with Laren here. So Scheme is with you, of course, and you're riding in on your carriage. Is that right? You bought yourself.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah?
He's going to be mushing the horses or whatever it's called. Laren's head poking excitedly outside the windows. He's taking in everything. He's never actually been here before, but you would think he has been. He points everything out, and he's not talking to anybody besides himself. And maybe Scheme, but...
Yeah,
well, that there's
absolutely.
Whiterun. You can see the keep at the top. That's a dragon's keep or something.
Oh, Master, you are so clever. I have never been to Whiterun before. This is a great honor for Scheme.
Well, I hope you like it, because I think we may be here a while. I'm not leaving anytime soon with them bandits about.
Yes, remind me again why we had to leave, Master.
Oh, well, you knew them as girlfriend 1 and girlfriend 2. They kind of found out about each other. And I'm like, well, we can't go near Breville again. Might as well go north. And here we are, eh?
Yes, very good, Master, very good. Hopefully this will be profitable for you. And for Scheme as well.
You can't plan adventures, Scheme. It's a stream of consciousness. You just gotta go and see what happens.
Of course, Master. Just like a little bit more planning than the last time. Scheme did not like that.
you are not far from Whiterun now. You're probably like coming round that bend that we've all been down so many hundreds of times past that tower, and
We're just jumping off the waterfall.
Yeah, you just jump off the waterfall. It's the quicker way down. You go with the whole carriage as well. The horse just climbs down the mountain like a spider, and immediately you're down. You thank once again for Scheme's excellent horsemanship skills, and the local horses of Skyrim for being so dexterous. But you're not far from there when you will spot our next companion, Claudia. Or is that Claudia? How would you like that pronounced?
Claudia.
Okay. Okay. So Claudia, what do you look like?
Claudia has very long, bright auburn hair. She has a huge gash across her face, so it would be on her right side across through her eyes, like just there. Her eyes, she's human, but her eyes do not. They don't have a human color hue. They're an off golden, and she's donned in her full Dawn Guard uniform, and it's worn, it's beaten, it's well traveled. She holds herself very well. There's maybe even a kind of a sadness when you see her, but she's very astute, and she's very she's got that sort of that leadership quality to her.
Interesting. And are you arriving alone in Whiterun, or do you have companions with you?
It's just Claudia.
Okay. So, Laren, you may take note of this striking looking woman in front of you as you go past. The carriage stops just as you guys are outside the run up to the gates. Couple of Whiterun guards are around in their uniforms. Many of them, as you know, the guards of Whiterun having crippling knee injuries from their time as adventurers like yourselves, and you can only hope that you will not befall the same fate as they. As you get off with Scheme, you're not far from Claudia at this point, and Scheme will whisper,
Oh, that, an Imperial. Oh, not seen one of them for a while.
Laren takes note of most striking females around him, but he also has a skill I might want to try to invoke here. He has a skill called Approximate Knowledge of Most Things. He is very well read. He has just sat in his house reading books for 20 years until it was too much for him and he wanted to go be one of the people in those books. I want to know if he can recognize the armor. I don't know how famous Claudia is or if he'll recognize her, but the Dawn Guard armor might be recognizable.
What's a fame? I mean, I don't know what a fame for really. And
so yeah, I tell you what, Laren, let's give your general knowledge of most things. Let's see if you can give that a roll. So, what have you got in your pool for that? Is that an actual skill you've written down, or is that something you just made up?
Yeah, that is. His approximate knowledge of most things is a broad skill, so he can use it for most things.
Yep. And
he has 6 in his die pool for that.
Great stuff. So, basic mechanic for Helheim Unbound, for those watching, you're going to roll all the dice in your pool. We'll add in any bonuses and negatives, which will add on die or take dice away from that. In this case, it's going to be a straight roll. And we're looking for 5s and 6s. The more 5s and 6s that you roll, the better. So give that
So I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s and 6s.
Good roll.
To see how much I know about Claudia and how much I can extrapolate just by her appearance.
That is
more than I do.
That is excellent. You may very well have heard of Claudia. You certainly may recognize her to be a member of the Dawn Guard, an organization who are sworn to hunt vampires all across Cyrodiil. You may even know on that role, in fact, seeing as you have been through the city of Breville, that Claudia is responsible for eliminating the vampire lord Aurelius and his clan that were terrorizing that city.
Hence the
Hence that, yeah.
This grim-faced dark elf will practically skip up to you. Hey, that's Dawnguard armor you're wearing, right?
It is.
I'd recognize that anywhere. You've been in Breville, haven't you? Claudia?
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry we haven't met. My name's Laren, and is that a real sword?
It's a it's a crossbow.
Oh, well, I'm a big fan of them. Can I see it?
Must get you those new glasses, master.
Well, it's made of dragon bone, and it's very precious to me. So,
It's not the one that killed the vampire lord, is it?
it is. So you have heard of me.
You have to let me see it. Please.
All right, you can see it. You can see it. You can see
He takes it in his hands, and he is a man that knows his way around a crossbow. He doesn't pull back the string or anything. He doesn't knock any bolts, but he is ecstatic, smiling from ear to ear, examining it and then looking up and examining your face. What is you? I got the news. Was it a paper, a letter? I got something with your name on it. That's how I heard of you. Maybe you can sign it.
Sure. Do you have a quill and ink?
Scheme can provide this.
The scheme's gonna, run and, just grab from the, the carriage just papers. He hands you like a stack of papers and like puts a pot of ink on it and a quill and shoves it in your hand. And there you go.
Oh, yeah, this one. Vampire Lord no longer attacking innocent peoples. I think that's the right one.
Okay. Let me just. So she's because we're in the middle of a road, right? So I guess I'm gonna try to get down my armor and try to get this quill and this ink and sign it to. What was the name again?
Two L's. L-A-R-O-N. Laren.
Laren. Okay.
it's one of the pre-gen names in character generation for the run. And it works. You write down his name, and Scheme will just grab it and like stuff it back into a pouch in the carriage for presumably some kind of later consumption.
It's the best aim in it.
Like all smeared.
Yeah, he just shoves it in there, all his ink still wet. I'm going to ask you guys in chat the viewer decision now. Thank you for the retweets already. Boom. Underneath this line, you guys in chat are going to tell me, are you going to name an NPC? Name an NPC that they meet. This is always fun, especially in Skyrim. So could be a Skyrim NPC from the actual game that you guys recognize. Could be one that you make up, whatever you want. Okay, so Claudia and Laren, you guys kind of met up and both realized that you have the same goal in mind to meet with Jarl Balgruuf. And you see other adventurers arriving as well at the same time. The next one we're going to spot is Kazmir. So, Kazmir, tell us about yourself a little bit more. What do they see as you approach?
Kazmir is not overly tall. He is a Breton, after all. He has short, choppy black hair and stubble, like he's not kept his face quite smooth. But the first thing that you would probably notice is that his right hand is petrified into this gray stone, into this gnarled-looking, painful grip. And he just kind of has it hanging at his side. He's tall and lithe. He looks like he would be a good swordsman. But there's this air about him. No shield, but armor. He feels like he's being pulled between two worlds when you look at him. And anyone that knows Bretons would know that he's probably had some history with magic.
As you you guys are chatting, small talk a little bit as you're outside the gates of Whiterun. This rather unique-looking individual comes along, immediately looking upon him. You can tell that this is the mark of an adventurer. And Scheme will say,
"Oh, my master, maybe more signatures we could have, huh? I could get them all. We could get them all, and then we could sell them, and then we could sell them to different people and get money for them."
Why do we need money?
Good point, Master. Good point.
I have
I
1
would think of
5
another
and see
scheme.
if I can extrapolate any information about this guy.
Absolutely. Your knowledge of general things. Please, let's have another roll on this. This is the-
One success, 1 hit out of 6.
Yeah. You barely, you know, like the Bretons, right? You'd recognize him as a Breton, and, you know, there's probably something magical going on there, but certainly is not as, you know, well famed, at least not to you, as Claudia is. But then you get the sense of this individual maybe he hasn't been seeking so much fame. But scheme is already over. He's going to run over with his papers to Kazmir. It's like,
Will you sign this, please? Are you famous?
Kazmir has one hand trying to tie the reins of his horse off on a post, but he kind of fumbles with it because of the other hand. But he manages just fine, and he kind of looks up and says, "I don't think that I know you.
Oh, well, do I know
My
you?
name
Are
is
you?
Kazmir." He seems very confused.
It's like, I don't think I know of any famous Kazmirs. Master, this one is Kazmir. Should I get his signature?
Why would we want his signature?
I don't know. He might be famous. And then I could, oh, wait, we did this.
Kazmir, are you famous?
Yes.
Well,
that's the
alright
best
then.
way to say someone asks you if you're famous. Yes.
You do look like a
Yes.
Breton. Some kind of magic about you. Probably here for the Belgrave thing, eh?
He stops when he hears that, and he turns back and says, "That I am. Are you here for that as well?"
Oh, seems like the place for a lot of adventurers being met, so you could say so.
That's right. The master, he had one girlfriend and girlfriend two, and they both found out about the master, and so we had to go. And went past Braville, then we met the Claudia, and now
That's
we're
not
here.
important there, Scheme.
Oh,
Don't need to bother every single person in all Whiterun with that.
oh, right. Okay. Adventurers might over here.
I come to Whiterun with a heavy heart. The Dragonborn was important to me. I simply want to do what I can.
Yeah, it was certainly the end of an age when he left. Kind of like bookends, you know. He was born, and then the age started, and then all kind of shit went down, and that's kind of the end of an age.
That is what Scheme will do. He will write a book about your adventures, master, and sell them.
I'm writing a
for
book
money.
about my adventures. I'm gonna sell my book. I'm a publish a book.
That's right, master. Yes, of course. Scheme is sorry.
Around the same time, Yoda is. I just realized I said Yoda. You have arrived at the same time. Khajiit is on the scene, and having heard a business plan being proposed, a scheme to make a lot of money from some Argonian who's speaking avidly to a dark elf, an imperial, and a Breton, who all appear to be adventurers. What do you look like, Joda?
Yadul looks like one of those Khajiits that are more lion. It's big mane, unkept. Most of it is reddish orange, except there are some small streaks of white in it. And he has a long, dapper coat, leather, and a small cape and a hat.
Nice. Scheme immediately spots new people, and he has a habit of going to speak with them.
Master, a Khajiit, look. Oh, it's so furry.
Kazmir, Claudia, you gotta be understanding of him. He's a subhuman intelligence, a sub-elf intelligence, as you know. He's an Argonian.
right.
You knows them.
Not much going on
Yes,
here.
I know them. Know of them at
Them can-
least. I see many in my time.
Them animal folk don't got it all going on up here.
I would not say that too loudly. I hear word travels fast.
Khajiit's had pretty good hearing, huh?
Yeah. And I will look around and then I will zoom in on Scheme.
Mhm.
Oh. You want autographs, right?
Yes, if you're famous. Yes.
And then I will put my hand on his shoulder. Then this is the greatest day of your life. You, it might not seem important now, but in the future, you will treasure the day you met Idor.
Oh,
I will take the quill and just write it down and then hand it into his chest and just...
he
Now,
grabs it. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And he looks like Dobby when he gets a sock. And it's just huge eyes kind of look up at Yodur and goes and like shoves it into the carriage again. A couple of the guards have kind of taken a look at you guys at this point. One of them kind of calls out and says, hello there, are you adventurers?
Yes, I believe we are all seeking to go see the Jarl.
You best come with me then.
Lead the way.
okay.
All of you guys want to follow?
A scheme, you can find some kind of inn, someplace for us to stay. Don't think y'all be needing the likes of you about.
Of course, Master, I will find my place. Perhaps there is a tavern where there are songs being sung, and I can find a song, and then I could record it, and then sell it to people. And
He goes on, caught up in his endless schemes. As he will find stables for the horses as well for all of you. He basically acts like a servant for everyone, pretty much as soon as you arrive. Particularly Yodur, you are pretty convinced you could ask Scheme to do pretty much anything for you, and he would. But you follow the guard through, and actually into Whiterun itself. Immediately upon entering, there's a conversation about Stormcloaks going on. There's the chatter of guards as they talk in the streets to one another as you go up the paved steps towards the hold of Whiterun. The guard turns and says, "We've been getting lots of your types in. That's, are any of you proficient in fighting dragons?"
Vampires.
Oh, you are a member of the Dawn Guard.
I am.
How?
Dragons can't be much harder than a troll, no?
Well, they can fly. They're like flying trolls.
So can vampires.
What a horrifying thought.
A dragon, then, is like a flying troll vampire, perhaps.
Just want to make it clear, I don't fight vampires. Dragons, red dragons, yeah. I don't do that.
Well, this job might not be for you then, friend. I would turn back before anything bad happens to you.
I put a hand on the back of my dark elf friend and I say, "But what would you write in your book if you did not slay a dragon? How high of a price could you ask for a book such as this?"
You know what the funny thing is? I know you're playing me, but yes, you're right.
Playing you? No. My greatest wish in this life, my friend, is to be remembered like the Dragonborn, like Ulfric. Perhaps you could be too.
Emotional manipulation at its finest. I have no intention of running away. You need a chronicler for all your great adventures, right?
This is true.
Yes, we do.
Perhaps we'll all be remembered.
The guard leads.
that would be good.
Good. Yeah, the guard will lead you up the steps as you're chatting, and he will stop as you get just before the doors to the big hold itself, and a couple other guards on the doors. But you see the iconic, like dragon crest of the Whiterun hold. However, there's someone else standing there. The guard sighs, kind of droops his head for a second. I'm sorry. The Jarl has asked that this one gentleman vet all of the adventurers who come in first. His name is Maik. And he turns, and thank you guys for the viewer decision. You see a Khajiit before you, dressed in simple mustard robes, hands exactly like this, very feline-looking smile on it, playing across his lips. And he kind of looks towards you and says, "Greetings! Maik knows many things. What is your interest?"
I gesture.
Dragons, oh, they're everywhere. You must fly very high to see most of them, though. The ones near the ground are very hard to see, being invisible.
Is that true? I turn and look at my companions. Is that true? Are they really invisible?
I think it's one of them riddles.
I have not seen a dragon, so...
Well, you can't say
because they are invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of them riddles, like. It's some vague
you
answer
seem
to
the
his riddle.
trustworthy sort.
No, he's not, but...
Maik has much. You came on horses. Oh, Maik loves horses, especially with good cream sauce.
Yoda, you know him, right? Oh, because you know each other.
Well, I have heard of this Khajiit.
Well, there we go.
He's not the best kind. No offense.
No. Maik looks a little downtrodden for a moment, but at the same time, from the hold, the doors kind of burst open in an explosion of power and anger, and you watch as a dark elf woman dressed in leathers strides out, her hair pinned back, and she looks furiously angry at Maik, and she kind of runs up, grabs him by the cat ear, and says, "Maik, how dare you? How did you manage to convince that god?" "Doesn't matter." And she just like tosses him down the steps, and Maik just kind of rolls down full Grima Wormtongue mode until he reaches the bottom by the fountain and kind of picks himself back up. He heads off into a tavern, towards the tavern. You watch in time for him to meet up with Scheme, who's coming into the tavern at the same time. The two immediately start having a conversation that Laron is convinced will lead to only bad things.
Oh, God, the breeding.
Nonetheless, the dark elf woman in front of you says, "So, who are you?"
I am Yadur, the Magnificent.
Okay. What about
This is
you,
my
Breton?
scribe. What is your name, elf? Oh,
I
it
am
is
known
not
as
no
Kazmir.
importance then.
I am known as Kazmir. Your Jarl would know me as Hard Thumb. And I hold the hand up. I have met Bolgraf before.
Very well. Imperial. What about you?
Claudia Meldor, but I'm actually not traveling with this group. I'm looking for the mead hall.
I see. Dark elf. What is your name?
Kinswoman. You're not telephoning now, are you? My name's my name's Brad Lalu.
Was that Bread or Brad?
Brad. Brad Lalu. Certainly you've heard of my family.
They go below. Yeah. She kind of nods in recognition and is like, I know of your kin. Very well, you may enter, but there'll be no trouble within the hold. Follow me. She leads you inside. The big double doors, and for a moment everything fades black as the for all of you as the textures load in, and you enter into the next room. The hall before you is warm and filled with guards, and indeed there is mead here as well. The table is set, and down the end of the hall you can see the very recognizable face of Jarl Balgruf before you, kind of gingery blonde, and he is seated in one of the craziest poses that one could hope to sit in on a throne. Like so, and we'll circle it around his forehead as well. And Irileth leads you through the chamber and says, we've been on high patrol ever since the Dragonborn died. Forgive my previous tone.
No, it's okay. I mean, that Khajiit is bad business. You don't go out and call yourself a liar.
Yes, quite. I'm not sure if he calls himself a liar or if everyone else does, but nonetheless, it is good to have... I try not to let any vagabonds and strays hang around the hold. You never know, someone might try and adopt one. No offense, Yodu.
And none taken. And as we've been walking through the hall, I've been picking up a wooden bowl, and I'm putting some food from the table into it.
Mm-hmm. She thinks about like snapping at your hand, and like stopping you from touching the food, but she just kind of holds it in for a moment. Behave in front of Liar, please. And she turns, calls out, and all of you for a brief moment are stuck, unable to move, but still able to look around as the following sequence plays out. Irileth says, Jarl Balgruf, I have before you several adventurers who have answered the call to arms. This is Claudia of the Imperial Dawn Guard. This is Kazmir, you know by Hard Fun. Yodur, the Khajiit, and Brad, Klalu of the Dark Elves. And Jarl Balgruf, relaxing back in his chair, says, Come forwards, adventurers, so that I can see you better.
I approach and kneel, as I am wont to do.
Yeah, the camera actually just zooms in. You don't actually move.
Did you stumble, Kazmir?
No.
Okay.
So the Jarl says, Thank you for coming so quickly. Since my call went out, I have had many adventurers come to answer my call, but none of them have been, well, very good. None of them have been up to the mettle of the Nords.
And they all died.
Well, yes, lots of them died. But that is ever since the Dragonborn has died. That was one adventurer made of sterner stuff. Saw them carrying hundreds of wheels of cheese. Strength unlike any other. But the other adventurers who have been coming through here have not been up to the same standard. And the dragons in these areas have been roving ever farther, ever closer to us. And I will not let them come close to my hold and harm my people. But there's not been a sighting of a dragon here for at least a week. Hopefully things have settled down somewhat, but I do not know. One thing that does trouble me, however, is that along the northern road to Riverrun, there have been reports of strange missing peoples. Perhaps they are murders. Perhaps they are something else. It's is clearly not a dragon. We would have seen it flying above in the hold. Perhaps bandits or something else.
Vampires?
I know not. I have not seen the vampires grow so bold. But perhaps
How
with
were
the
they killed?
death... Say that again.
How were they killed? Are they missing?
Some are missing. Others, there are bodies. Their bodies are missing skin, as if they've been torn apart by a beast or something. But
Vampires.
it could well be, for all I know. The death of the Dragonborn has led to more and more banditry in the area. Perhaps the vampires have grown bolder as well. If so, then we are lucky to have one of your kin with us, Claudia.
It's an honor. I'm honored.
And Hard Farm, it is good to see you again. How is that farm of yours?
I hold up the whole hand and I say, "It is much improved," and laugh.
Glad to see that it is still hard.
Harder by the day. Bulgarov, I will happily look into this for you as well.
Looking straight at
Perhaps
space.
it is a hag raven.
Yeah, it could well be. Their kin are spawn upon our land. We must rid them of this. Whatever it is, I would entreat that all of you seek it out. While this may seem like a small task, it could be something worse. And, well, you should be considered lucky that there is no dragon here yet. And, Khajiit.
Yes.
Yodur, that was your name. What is your speciality in combat?
In combat, I use ice magic. Yes.
Very well. Perhaps that will be of use against whatever creatures are out there. And, lastly, your Brad, wasn't it? Ah, that is an old
I
name.
think so.
Yes. An ancient name. It is worthy of one such as you. What brings you here? You are from a wealthy family. What brings you to Whiterun?
Well, my wealth affords me to be a man of many talents. I'm a scout unlike you've ever seen. I'm a marksman unlike any in the land. And, also an aspiring author as well. Be able to get you any information you need. And I can get out of there without being hurt too.
Some kind of bard,
It will
then.
chronicle our progress.
Ah, well, that is well and good, though there are bards aplenty in these lands. Truth be told, they do not have happy songs to sing. It would be good to give them a victory. Very good, Brad, whatever it was. You will do well here, and if you die, then I will try and remember you. It may be difficult.
Well, I'm sure
I
your
see a lot
memory's
of
full to bursting then.
Well, I can offer you gold, trinkets, whatever it is you want in exchange for this. We can put a sum on it now, or upon your return I can give you what I see fit. Yes, let's do that. I am the Jarl.
I trust your judgment.
Thank you,
Gold will not
Arthur.
be necessary at all. We's doing this for the spirit of adventure and for our friends in the north. And in Whiterun, of course.
Of course. Very well, Dark Elf. Well, Claudia, perhaps it is best that you lead this expedition, if it is, as you suspect, to be foul vampire kin. You are the best trained in such things. I know little of them. I do know that if you were to see one, that you should visit a shrine of Talos as soon as possible.
Okay.
He nods gruffly and says, "Very well, you are all dismissed." And Irileth kind of draws off to one side and says, "You've been given a very important task. Is there anything that we can do to assist in this?" She presents you at least 3 or 4 dialogue options.
I'll say, I'll actually turn to the Khajiit friend I have made, and I say, "I had you figured for a mage. Perhaps you can speak to Farengar. Maybe he can help you and I on our quest."
I do not know this Farengar. I am...
Oh, wizard, right? He's a wizard.
Oh, okay.
I
And
knew
you will
that
be
one.
mighty impressed by Khajiit.
If we can use your court wizard for just a moment, that would be of great help.
She nods and says, "Yes, he should be somewhere around here. If you look around, I'm sure he's probably in his chambers over there."
Good.
I'm smashing the back out button while I'm holding forward so I can get in there faster.
Amazing. All right, so you're up there. What else are you guys doing as you watch Kazmir head off?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay.
Laren's following along too, making comments. Did you see that circlet on the Jarl's head? Balgruff be ballin'.
Yes, balling.
It must be worth quite a while.
So as you guys head in, you will see Farengar, Secret Fire, who is a man, a Nord in, looks to be about his 40s or so, a little bit of scruff, big dark robe on that kind of covers up some of his face. And he is busy tinkering away over his alchemy table right now. He's not looking at you. He's got your back. His back to you.
Oh, I'm definitely going to see what he's working on.
Yeah. It looks to be a pretty simple looking health potion that he's got on him right now. He's just kind of adding the last ingredients. Talking to himself under his breath.
Are there stuff laying around out in his...
Sorry, say that again, mate.
Are there stuff laying around in on the tables in his study?
Sure. There is a bunch of stuff around here that you could just pilfer if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly plates, crockery. There's some crates with random bits of food in it. Nothing that's too valuable.
Okay, I was looking
maybe
for
a few notes.
Book about spells and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he's got one in his pocket.
Yeah, I will try to steal it then.
All right, let's get a roll on this. So you got some
I got
steely
a
skills.
Skill. So
Nice.
4 dice. And this
I'm gonna give you +2 dice on this because he's got his back turned, and he is not expecting this at all. I'll jump in here, see what you got. There you go. So that's 3 nice successes.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Once again, for those watching at home, looking for 5s and 6s on a d6. So roughly, you got like a 1 in 3 there. You guys watch as Yodur goes into a strange little crouch and becomes almost invisible to the naked eye. No one seems to be able to see nor hear him. It's very strange. And you watch he goes into the pockets of Farengar and just swipe a spell book away. And around the same time, Farengar's going to sort of turn around just naturally. He doesn't seem to have noticed, but Claudia's next to him and is like, "Oh, I didn't expect any visitors. Who are you?" excuse me? What are you doing in my office?
Kazmir will say, Farengar, I have heard about you. We are working with Bulgruff, going on the long road. I was wondering if you could tell us, are dragons invisible?
Invisible? No. No, they... Not unless there was some kind of invisibility spell on them, but I've heard nothing about such things. I suppose it would.
Well, if they were invisible, you wouldn't know about them, right?
No, this is nonsense. I've done lots of reading on the subject. Never has there ever been a invisible dragon. That might be a fairy tale.
This is good news.
We heard that some of the victims had their skin ripped off.
Oh, yes, fascinating. Speaking of the deaths on the Northern Road, I suppose, yes, quite an interesting case. I'm not exactly sure how they died. I haven't been able to take a look at the bodies myself. But from eyewitness reports, screaming villagers and the like, it would seem as though they were torn apart by a bear. But, seems to me that a bear
does not suck off skin.
Correct. So
not that
could
consistently, anyway. Should probably something a little bit more organized if that many people are disappearing.
I would think so as well. Exactly what it might be, I'm not sure. Something with great strength, though. And whatever it is, I would be careful.
We will.
Farengar, your insight is always appreciated.
Well, I am quite famous.
Well, I've heard about people dying. Do you happen to have anything to offer us that'll stop us from dying, or contracting werewolfism, or lycanthropy, or arm chopping offs?
I suppose I could provide at expense some items. I can't give them away for free in such times, you understand?
Oh, well, I probably have a couple coins around here somewhere. Enough for me, anyway, everyone.
I'm checking out his setup he's got and the potions that he's making. I have alchemy, so can I tell the quality of these things? I'm sure that I can.
Yeah, without needing to roll anything, you can tell that, this guy knows what he's doing. He's not like the world's greatest alchemist, but he's certainly, he's studied this. It's not just, like a guy in his backyard who's brewing up some potions.
And there's healing potions that's what he was working on, right?
Yeah, he was working on a healing potion. Yeah.
So, so Claudia goes up to him and looks at his potions and says, you can improve on these if you add a pinch of mandrake root. I happen to have some.
Really? Well, I've heard of the properties of the mandrake root, but I wasn't sure that they would work in such a concoction.
Well, sometimes they kill people, but it works very well in healing when you're making a healing tonic.
Interesting. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with him being a little distracted, Laren's going to elbow Yodor, be like, hey, he's got ingredients on that right behind him.
Okay.
He's distracted.
Swipe.
Where'd he go? So as Claudia's having that conversation, Yoda, you can roll me a Yoda, you can roll me another compass. Yeah.
Yeah. Standard one.
Yeah. So with just one success, you see as Yoda is almost invisible to the eye for a minute, and then suddenly he's there again. And you watch as Farengar kind of like shoots a glance over and he's like, "You there?
Yeah.
Get off that. That's mine."
Okay, I was just watching. I mean, it's very pretty.
Can't trust a Khajiit.
Flowers.
I'm sorry. And he turns back to Claudia and says, "Do you have any of that mandrake root on you now?"
I sure do. I'd be happy to show you.
By all means. And he kind of like offers you his alchemy bench.
Okay, so then she's got her own alchemy supplies that she pulls out from her satchel.
Mm-hmm.
And basically scraps the tonic that he was making to begin with and starts making her own.
Oh. Yeah. He's it's like you're like cooking a sauce together, you know, and you're like, "Oh, this is great," and you just you throw it out.
Yeah, right. Like, 'cause, you know, she's supposed to be likable and charismatic at the same time. I think this is a difficult character to play with. You're messing up with someone else's stuff, but she's trying to do it in the best way.
Yeah, cruel to be kind.
Teach, she's trying. This is a teachable moment.
I think there's a certain level of academia which is about proving that one another is wrong, and that Farengar doesn't mind, you know.
She's explaining it, you know. There's an explanation going on here with a pinch of this and a dash of that, and
right. He'll explain. He's had various different theories about this, but you know, tests he's done haven't quite worked out, etc. But you've found the right amount of formula, you know, to counteract with various other ingredients and the like. And you show him as your alchemy score goes up again. And Farengar, by the time things are done, he'll kind of nod and smile and say, very good indeed. Thank you. Claudia, wasn't it?
It is, yes.
You'd be useful around here. You should come again sometime. I
would love to.
I could do with someone like you in my my court. Lots of terrible diseases going round these days.
That's what I've heard. Actually, I was headed to the mead hall to meet the companions. I've heard that they're very skilled in the knowledge and the curing of ailments.
True enough. Rumors have surrounded the companions for some time, but Kodlak Whitemane there, he knows a thing or two, I would expect. The learned man.
So, your recommendation then is to speak to a gentleman named Whitemane?
Kodlak. Actually, let me name check my own name, because it is.
Nope, that's right.
Yep, okay, good.
Good pull, A+.
There you go. I'll write the name for you here in the. He'll nod and say, "Diseases aren't exactly my area of expertise. Magic is what I specialize in. Alchemy and the like, not so much. Kodlak might know something more. Why do you ask? Is there something in particular that you're seeking?"
I am seeking a cure for vampirism.
Vampirism.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dread curse indeed. Well, makes sense for one of your order to be seeking such a cure. I have no doubt that it is possible. My readings on the matter are slim at best, but almost all history speaks of there being a cure. You would need to speak with an expert on the matter.
Yeah, I was searching for one before I came here. I was searching for a conjurer named Valian.
Ah, Valian. I've heard of this gentleman in... Yes, Morphle, yes. He may be someone worth speaking to on the matter.
Can't find him. Been looking for him for a while.
Well, perhaps best to ask Kodlak then. He's someone who knows where people can be found.
I appreciate your advice. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for your help. As for your companions, is there anything else I can do for you?
Everything you think might be useful, I'll purchase it right now.
Immediately your screen stops. Everything around you stops in motion, Lauren, as before you suddenly you see that Farengar opens up a very large-looking
I hate reading.
inventory.
Actually, I love reading, but I hate reading menus.
He's got some basic stuff as he shows you his menu. You can get some, like lesser healing potions here, lesser magicka potions. That's pretty much it. There's some ingredients as well, basic stuff. Like the salt and the troll fat and whatever else you can think of, but nothing which is super rare or anything like that.
He'll fill up with those potions that he can get his hands on.
Sure, you can get one for each, so you get 4 lesser healing and 4 lesser magicka ones.
Yeah.
He is pleased with the transaction. Very good. Well, my only other advice would be to wait until nightfall to search around. Apparently, whatever is striking hunts at night. Perhaps worth going up
more like vampires.
Perhaps worth going up to Riverrun. Speak with the villagers there. They may know something more that they haven't passed on to Balgruth and the rest of us up here. And if it is vampires or something along that, if you could bring me back some of their fangs. Study into this matter is valuable to me. I would pay you handsomely for it.
I like your style.
He smiles.
I will rip those out with my bare hands and bring them to you.
There is something very attractive about what you just said.
She's so cool.
Metal. Very metal. All right, well, that's all I really have. I must get back to my research. The Jarl has been very insistent that I research more into dragons, if we can find another Dragonborn, etc. And he basically turns back to his alchemy desk and starts performing different tasks again.
Kazmir is sitting in the corner. Kazmir is sitting in the corner, eating a loaf of bread angrily almost, and then he stops and stands up, very rigid. Are we ready to go?
Yes. We should, probably.
I mean, it was your idea to come over here.
They will
Oh
not
no,
pay us
I
for
approve.
standing here.
We should make
Hey,
it to...
wait.
Are we going to Riverwood or Riverrun?
This one's a fucking starting village.
Riverwood.
Riverwood. It's been so long. Riverrun is Game of Thrones, right? And I've been mixing up fantasy genres, my bad.
It's all good. We can make it there by nightfall.
Yeah, it takes you approximately 5 minutes to walk there with what should be like a 5-mile journey.
Haven't been there yet. We can't fast travel. Gonna have to hope it.
You definitely see the icon on your mini-map up above. You can definitely find it.
Just follow the compass. Just walk in a straight line.
Riverwood is, there's a big floating button over it. But the walk up to that is going to reveal, it's going to be along the same road in which the people have been killed upon if you guys want to investigate along the way. As you guys come out of the hold, still at Whiterun, as Ira sort of dismisses you, you'll hear singing coming from the tavern, where Scheme and Maik have held up, and you'll see that your horses are in stables. So Scheme appears to have managed to do that correctly, at least. At this point, it's like
I would love to see those companion friends of yours. You don't mind if can I tag along? Please.
Are you going to try to steal anything?
Me? How would I steal anything?
I don't know.
I have one for nothing except for...
You're lying to people about your name.
What?
His
name is not bread?
Oh.
My name's Laren, friend. That's Information to keep on that old DL down low.
Okay. Khajiit understands.
I mean, you don't look like the kind of person who would steal, but you also don't look like the most honest person I've ever met either.
Well, I'll keep my eyes on him. I don't like stealing. Every time you crouch down, that little eyeball shows up right in front of your face. Don't like it.
If you can do that, then yeah, that would be great. It is a meat hall, so it should be a pretty lively place.
Rejoicing then.
Alrighty. So you want to head over to the Companion's Meet Hall?
Yeah.
Sure.
Claudia does. I mean, she really does want to go there.
Okay. So, do Kazmir, Yodur, and Laren want to follow Claudia on this little side mission here?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. You'll head over towards the Companion's Hall. It is indeed a large old mead hall, and you'll see various companions walking around. They've had various different adventurers join their guilds over the past few weeks after the death of the Dragonborn, and the need for adventurers being high. But just outside, you'll spot, sat down by the training area, an old grizzled-looking veteran, an old Nord, big grey beard, long grey hair, battle armor on, that you'll recognize to be Kodlak Whitemane by reputation, if you haven't seen him before. He sat down and he's watching some of the other, companions fight against training dummies. They slowly move backwards as they fight.
What
That
a
one
sad
there's
sight.
the Whitemane.
What a sad sight. He is too infamous to join in the fight.
That's the same problem you have, right?
You live long enough to retire, it's a good thing. So Claudia walks up to him, introduces herself, and asks to speak with him.
Yeah, he seems pretty approachable. He's sat down, rigidly backed on a chair watching the fight. He's got these sort of old eyes. You could tell that he's seen quite a lot as well, just by the scars on his his cheeks as well, and he looks pretty old, but he's definitely seen a few battles. He kind of looks up and says,
I don't recognize you. You new here? Looking to become a companion, perhaps? Have to prove yourself first, if that was the case.
I've already proven myself to the Dawn Guard, sir.
Ah, a pity. You look like you might have some steel in you.
I have killed Lord Aurelius. I led a battle to kill him and murder the vampire that was terrorizing the town of Brevel. You really haven't heard of me?
Claudia, isn't it? Yes. I have heard of this tale. They sing it in the mead hall.
That's how I got this.
Ah. Good one to match.
and he points to the kind of big scar over his cheek as well, and says, he seems a little bit happier now that he's a little bit less confrontational now that he recognizes you, and he says,
"Nobody's lackey of yours."
These are my new companions, and we are actually traveling to Riverrun to find out what has been eviscerating and murdering the townspeople there. I believe it to be vampires, but it could be something else.
Perhaps so. If it is, then you're the right person for the job. I was going to send some of my hunters down there, but if you're getting to it first, then the kill may be yours. What is it you wish to know?
I was actually looking to find a little bit more information on the ailments that you've been able to cure. I've heard stories that there have been afflictions that you know how to cure that other places don't. I'm looking for vampirism, but I would be interested in any information that you have on any of the rare afflictions.
I can only speak to my own knowledge of these matters, which are not as full as I would like. A cure for vampirism certainly does exist. If caught early enough, visiting a shrine should be able to cure you of such disease, although if you wait too long, then there is a longer path.
The attacks from vampires now, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but the attacks are moving quicker through the bloodstreams, and it's not so easy as just praying it away.
You speak to yourself.
I speak to my friends.
I see. Well, you should tell your friends that they should seek out this Valion in Morthal. He is one who knows the
Where
way.
was that? Where? Where?
Morthal,
Sorry.
which is, I'll spell it for you here. There you go. Morthal.
I've been there. He is not there.
Well, try any
He's in
cavern
hiding.
and towers around that area. That would be my best bet. If he's holed himself up somewhere, then perhaps he's doing some kind of study on something or other.
So the last you've heard was the last that I've heard too, was in Morthal.
I'm afraid so. I wish that I could be of more help. Search the
No,
area.
this is good. This is wonderful. I appreciate it. I really do.
You're welcome, and tell your friends who are cursed that they should be careful of who they hang out around, if they may be a danger to their own companions, should the bloodlusts take them.
Noted.
Well, if that's all, I've got a lot to do, training the new recruits. Pleasure to meet you, Claudia of the Dawn Guard.
It's good to meet you too, Sir Whitemane.
He'll bow his head in deference. And
Claudia, don't look so...
shouting at recruits.
Don't look so dejected. Friend, any of your friends that do turn into bloodthirsty vampires, I know you'd stake them in the heart right away, whatever it is you do.
I would prefer not to do that. I'm trying to... I don't know if any of you have ever seen anyone afflicted from a vampire, from the disease that they give. I guess it's a disease. It's so much more insidious than that.
I've heard stories.
Days. It used to take days, and now it's hours after an affliction, after you've been afflicted.
Laren's little journal is out, and he is meticulously taking notes on all of this. He's writing down every word you say. He's trying not to interrupt your conversation, but he's standing behind the table, like, trying to write down what you guys are talking about.
All right, now it goes much quicker. Got it.
Well, that's disappointing. Maybe we'll find more information at River Run. I could use the help. I know that I'm not recruiting you to help me, but I am so tired of seeing good people die, and I don't want to ask you to do this if it is vampires.
Look at us lot. You're going to have a hard time driving us away either way. Don't think the decision's up to you. I think we're stubborn lot, have our minds made up.
I didn't think it was up to me. I was hoping I really would appreciate the companionship. I could use it. I've been on my own for a very long time.
Either we will survive this or we will die. Either way, it will bring fame to our names, yes.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, whenever we die.
Great stuff. So are you guys headed down to the path to Riverwood?
Yes.
And totally, scrutinizing it as we walk to see if there's anything, through the paths or off to the sides, and
Absolutely. As you walk, any sign of the bodies is gone. They've been removed, probably by priests for burial for some kind of dignity. But walking along it, you can't see where someone might have been killed. There's no kind of tracks of blood left from the last kills. So the walk to Riverwood is fairly uneventful. But you will see the little, lumber mill village not far in the distance. It's a short, walk over there. So by the time you get there, it's probably afternoon, evening, 4 or 5 p.m. And the villagers are still out. There's still farming going on at that time. People haven't quite gone in for the night. You see the tavern, the Sleeping Giant Inn, which is there as well. And these big, lumber mills where people are carving up wood and the rivers run by it. What do you guys want to do?
Head to the tavern where all the gossip is.
Okay. Presumably everyone follows Claudia in her mission to the Sleeping Giant.
Yeah, she seems to know what she's doing.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Very myopic one vision.
Nice. So when you come into Riverwood, it's a small little sort of thatched traditional Nordic cottage, basically, which is the inn. And inside, you'll see a couple of proprietors and a couple of regulars. There's a bard in here who is currently strumming away on his lute, telling of the tale of the death of the Dragonborn. There's a drunk or two around here as well. They look like they've been drinking for a couple of hours in here at least. And the proprietor at the bar, you'll see is a woman that you'd have, if you could ask around a village. Her name was Delphine. Wears a simple-looking kind of robe and is a Breton woman. She kind of looks over and is like, "Oh, newcomers, excellent. What can I get for you?"
I'm looking.
I push Claudia forward.
I'm looking for information.
Information. There's not that much to go around, but we have good mead and a warm bed for you to stay in. Information, maybe.
I would like to buy a round for my friends of your finest ale.
Of course. She goes and gets you guys all drinks and kind of sits them down at one of your, a table nearby by the fire where the bard is singing along.
As far as the information is concerned, Balgruff has told us about some deaths, something like that.
The Jarl, oh yes, well I'm glad that he sent help. Yes, there have been several people who have died along the path now, merchants, caravanners and the like, looking to do trade in Whiterun or Riverwood. They've all gone missing, usually when they travel at night, which I told them not to go, but the fools, they wouldn't listen.
Is there anything you can tell us? Even the smallest detail that someone might overlook might turn out to be important.
I can tell you that they were armed. The last band, 3 Imperials headed down the road. They were all armed and armored as well, but they were torn to shreds by whatever that thing is. Some kind of large bear, perhaps, has gotten territorial. I'm not sure.
I think it's a bear, and I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just asking why. This is the second time we've Or that it could possibly be a bear.
Bears kill people all the time around here. They're big enough and strong enough to maul people, take them down. Many a unwary farmer has been torn apart. So it would be my most likely bet.
Men in armor, well prepared, killed by a bear.
It's not the strangest thing to have happened. They grow huge around these parts.
Can Laren see if he knows, like, if he's... Sorry, I was not trying to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I'm just curious to see if he's heard of similar symptoms, you know, skin being ripped off, that kind of...
And there he goes again. He'll be back in like 10 seconds or so. You guys, I mean, anyone that likes and has any kind of like knowledge skill could probably give us oh look, there he is, a check as well, like a basic 2d6 check. But Laren, yeah, you can roll me your skill on this. Unless you guys have something which is, you know, specifically for this.
One success.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. It could be a lot of things. That's the problem with living in, Skyrim, is that like a lot of things could kill you. There are,
Doesn't
like
have
trolls.
to be a bear. It could also be a wolf. No,
Yeah,
trolls.
You're pretty sure you've seen the same wolf outside of Riverwood for, the past couple of weeks. Just hanging out there. Yeah, it could even be the Barrow Whites. God, I've forgotten the name of them in this world. Not the Duragar.
type peoples.
The undead type who come up from the Barrows and
Draugr.
Katie. That's the one, Draugr. I was thinking of Duragar. Wrong game. That's close to it. It could even be Draugr. If there were...
2 letters, so you know.
Yeah, just move it around. That's the key. Could even be something like that. It could be a necromancer. Could be a vampire. Could just be super savage bandits.
I think the only way we're going to find anything out is to go investigate more closely.
I'm
Certainly
curious
The
if
parties are getting attacked ourselves.
Imperials were attacked on the road, who, and I apologize for the sensitivity of the conversation, who would have taken the bodies and moved them?
Delphine says some day after the incident they were removed by the priests for burial. It's important to many of the locals that they are given a proper burial. All of the evidence was... Sorry?
This town? The priest in this town?
In Whiterun. They're buried not far from here. The priest came up the road. She says they're buried not far from here, but to disturb the grave would be an ill taste. No. Claudia's definitely right in thinking that, prepared guys with a bear is less likely. Bandits also seem less likely as well, because why would they just kill people and not take possessions and stuff like that?
Armor and gear.
Right.
So the walk back to Whiterun is how far?
Approximately 5 minutes. It feels like, but it's probably at least an hour. An hour road.
Bad. How late is it now?
At this point, it's like 6 p.m. You've come in, you've had a little chat, sat down for a drink. Delphine will ask, "Do you want rooms for the night?"
If we are to investigate, it should be at night.
Personally, I'm not going to rent a room. I'm going to be out there.
In the stables.
Doing what? You're gonna be out there
Not in
doing
the
what?
stables, on the damn road.
You're just gonna go out on the road by yourself when it's dusk?
Not when it's dusk, when it's pitch black out.
Oh my god. This is not what you want to do. This is not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do.
How
If
else
we
are we
want
going
to find the problem, We want to find the problem now. This is the fastest way. I agree.
To just go out at night to what? You're just gonna wave
Yeah, look
around
for me.
the trees,
Yeah.
bring them to
Yes.
bring whatever to you.
Yes.
Yes, our friend here has agreed to be bait.
Yes.
I will slap Aaron on the back.
These are vampires. You don't. This is not what you want to do.
The local, bard who's been like strumming away on the lute says, "Did you just say vampires? My! Now tell me a tale of vampires, please. I've been singing this dreadfully dreary tale of the death of a Dragonborn, and I would love something a little bit more spicy. My name's Sven. Pleased to meet you."
I prefer Ragnar the Red, actually.
Oh no.
That's an old tune. I'm more new school.
New school? Old Sven, new school, cutting edge.
Yep. So,
Now say,
vampire, you say? Is it about the business on the road? I know everything about it. Everything, I say.
Really?
Oh, yes. Almost everything. Almost all of the things.
Hmm.
That's right.
Hey, I have approximate knowledge
I
of
tell
most
you what,
things.
if you buy me another pint of mead, and I will tell you everything I know.
And I
I'll
call
make
to
it another round for everyone.
Delphine, another round, please.
She kind of like, she really shouldn't be feeding his problem. And I sing excellent songs. And he kind of takes the
Perhaps,
mead.
if he gets drunk, he will sing and play better. Yes.
Then I give poor Delphine, I don't know what a decent tip is. I still don't understand.
Couple gold, like you guys are, from having adventured, you've probably got enough gold to see yourself, through any tavern situation that you need.
I kind of feel bad for her now, especially since she probably mostly said that under her breath.
Yeah, you sense the silent anger of Delphine towards Sven. Yeah, Sven will take the mead. Excellent, thank you. And Vader, Laurelani are there with the raid. Thank you, Tia. Welcome in, everybody. We are playing some Skyrim using the Hellhound. What the Hellhound? The Helheim.
Hellhound.
The Hellhound rule.
That's what it is. Oh, you just
New
gave it away.
RPG.
Yeah,
Now we
new
know.
RPG. Oh my goodness. It's just on Kickstarter, I should check it out. Welcome in. We're currently in the Riverwood Tavern, and we're investigating some mysterious murders on the road to Whiterun. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you. Appreciate the raid. But yes, Sven will take the mead and say, "Oh, excellent. Yes, let me tell you a tale." So, the people, Imperials, they went there, and, that was then a terrible fate befell them. They were ripped apart by some dark being or creature, because, you know what, that same night I was wandering out there, happening late at night, as I wander, and Delphine is like, "You were drunk out of your mind." And he's like, "I was nonetheless, I was there, and I saw someone along that road, a figure in the woods, a man perhaps cloaked in dark."
Was that man you?
I was wearing a cloak, and it was dark, but no, it was someone else. I'm sure it wasn't my reflection in the water this time.
You could have went into third-person mode. That lets you see yourself.
I couldn't find a key. I changed all my shortcuts. Couldn't see much out there, and it was dark, and that's when I saw a man shrouded in darkness, perhaps some kind of ancient being, perhaps a prince of darkness or something. I don't know.
The skin sucker.
Did you see his eye?
His eyes. Oh, yes. Now I recall, they were green. And he looks back at Claudia. Red! Red.
You are almost as
So hard not to get frustrated right now.
you are almost as bad eyewitness as you are a bard.
Well, I did witness the eyes, if that's what you mean. I just don't remember them very well.
Laren's
I think they were
narrating his journaling out loud.
You're
The
getting
bard
all of
was
this
telling
down.
us whatever he thought we wanted to hear. He was actually an ignoramus and had no idea what he was speaking of.
It's not being written down. No, my name is Len, not Sven.
No. You
I imagine at
literally
this point,
spent like 5 minutes ago.
I don't want to go down as an idiot, all right? Put Len down in the book, not Sven.
My name is Sveron, not Laron.
Right.
I imagine at
Okay.
this point, Kazmir has had between 5 and 12 meads,
Yeah.
and he stands up.
12 if you want.
He stands up. We're looking at 6.
There it is.
He stands up and he fixes his belt. He readjusts his steel sword and says, "I'm going on the road.
Oh,
If I die, write about me in your book."
all right. I
I'm
can't leave.
coming. Ben stands up boldly with his lute in one hand.
Yes. I am the new Dragonborn.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes.
I'll drink
Let him
that.
prove himself. Come on. Zahir's the bones.
Usroba. Come. I know the way.
Kazmir, I really don't want to see you out there alone, so I will accompany you, though I strongly suggest that we do not do this.
If
Claudia,
it looks like we will die, we will run.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Every hour that we wait, someone else may be hurt.
darker. Every hour we wait, it gets
Claudia,
darker.
I think the tales might be exaggerating your heroics. What kind of vampire hunter hunts vampires in the daytime?
I'm not. I hunt vampires at night. You have never hunted a vampire. Period.
Yeah,
I saw one.
right.
Can
They saw one.
almost guarantee that you have not.
This is such a Skyrim quest. We get drunk in the tavern and go hunt vampires at midnight.
I mean, look at the way you're dressed, and look at.
I'm gonna start skipping through all your dialogue real quick, like.
I'm waiting for Maik, Sven, and Scheme to get together and go do this quest.
Are those our backup characters?
That's definitely true. And Sven is
Alright.
like,
Come on, let's go. There's no time to waste.
Ah, fuck it. Let's do it.
There's the spirit.
There's the mead.
Yes, we
Yeah,
should
I mean,
bring meat, yes. There might be a wait.
Good idea. Then we might have to wait, and we wouldn't want to not have meat if we wait.
I'm walking down the road singing, our hero with a warrior's heart."
Laren's
Clang, clang.
30, 40 yards back, and he's trying to be really quiet. He's
his
just
name
observing.
was Sven. So
He's self-inserting and
he like self-inserts the name Sven into like every possible noun into the song. But yeah, so you guys are all headed along the road now late at night, yeah?
Hanging back from the main group as a backup. Definitely as backup.
Excellent. So it is late by the time you guys are headed out. You know, it has been, it's been a little while because you've been drinking and Sven has been talking. So by the time you leave, it's at least 9 p.m. The time passes incredibly quickly in Skyrim. The days don't really feel like they're 24 hours. They feel a bit more like 24 minutes. But it's not long before you guys are out by the river and out in the woods on the road to Riverrun with a very drunken Sven who is kind of stumbling along and like, "It could be here, quick!" And like he goes and hides behind a tree. "I'll wait here."
Okay.
It's like the first tree he's seen.
I actually take the clothes, like the neck of my clothes, and pull them down some, and tuck it into my armor, and walk with my neck exposed back and forth.
So, Claudia, what are you doing at this point? Please tell me.
You know what? I'm actually, believe it or not, she's actually going to go back to where Larry is. Because he's the only one that is at least trying to do this intelligently.
Okay. So the two of you are holding back as Kazmir and Yodur are... well, what is Yodur doing? Is he with Kazmir or is he hanging back as well?
He's up front with Kazmir, but perhaps a little to the side at the edge of the road. Trying to be...
So Kazmir probably has the torch, and you're off like in the near darkness on the edge of the road.
Okay, so as this is happening, it's not long as you go back and forth with your neck nice and exposed that it starts to get very, very cold, very dark, just out of Riverwood. And Claudia is the kind of sixth sense, the back of your neck is sort of tingling, and it's an all too familiar kind of sense that you know that the danger is growing close. And it's not long. Maybe you're out here for a couple of hours. You know, you press T and you fast forward time a little bit until something happens, and something emerges out from the darkness with a clatter, a kind of rattle of bones, and you look out from across the trail, and Kazmir, you'll see that there are 3 skeletal beings coming towards you. They look entirely to be made out of bones. It's just a skeleton of a human, animated and rising towards you with fell magic that you know to be accursed. Claudia, you'll immediately recognize these to be summoned creatures. Someone here, perhaps a necromancer, perhaps a vampire, has summoned these skeletons back from true death, and they are headed towards you. They're not, they're maybe like 20 feet away from you at this point, Kazmir. They look to be armed as well, rusty swords and daggers in their hands. You may very well have fought these creatures before. Skeletons don't pose a huge threat, but they certainly speak to something greater.
Yodur will protect me.
I'll say, Talos, guide me.
And I will cast an ice shard.
Alrighty. So, go ahead. Describe to us what that looks like, and it's not going to be any more difficult. You can see these guys pretty well from Kazmir's light, which is illuminating.
Yeah, I will extend my paw, and it will the air around will get colder, and then it just sort of falls out some bits of snow, and then this huge lump of ice will just shoot out and try to pierce them.
Alrighty. Well, that goes off. Boom. Let's see what you get.
4 successes, I think.
Nice. These creatures are not strong. They certainly, don't wear any armor on them, and they're just made of bone. Yodur, please describe to me what happens. You're going to destroy this creature. Do you freeze it? Does it clatter bones away? What happens?
Yeah, I think this was just a normal one, so it's just pierces them and it makes them fall apart.
Nice, yeah, the shard kind of goes through its chest, and it topples over, lifeless again, as whatever weak magic is holding it together is gone. I'm going to give Kazmir a chance to do something here as well, as he has been out, waiting for something like that.
I'll actually run forward in my drunken stupor, sans sword, so that I can keep the torch and see where I'm going, and just kind of
Headbutt.
bull into one, kind of crush it back into the woods where
Yeah.
it came out of, to keep some space between it and my other companions that are behind me.
Nice.
Uh,
Alrighty. Feel free to
I'm
give that a roll.
hoping,
Yeah.
I'm hoping to add my athletic trait to this roll since I'm not trying to kill it.
Absolutely. So in Helheim Unbound, you get start with your base dice based on your skill. You add in any benefits. You remove any hindrances. So, for instance, if you're like injured in the leg, or this thing we're particularly athletic. Maximum of 20 dice, but let's see what you get. So you can definitely add your athletic inputs. It's definitely a benefit.
3 successes.
Ooh, nice. You're gonna bowl into this thing. Kazmir, being a well-bodied and muscled Breton, how do you want to destroy this creature?
I kind of rush forward past this swirling snow still lingering in the air from this ice shard, and I tuck my shoulder down and just bull into it with this arm that's petrified into stone almost all the way up to my elbow, and just kind of use it to crush it back into a tree, and it falls apart.
Nice. It just kind of clatters into bones as it gets crushed against the tree. Dies on you. Let's head over to Claudia here and Laron. You guys, you've seen your friends spring into action. These creatures are particularly slow to act, being undead beings. You guys are going to be able to get the jump on them, being prepared for such things. What do you want to do? Claudia, I'll let you say the first.
Did you say me? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Was it me?
Yeah,
Is that
Claudia,
down?
you can jump into action here.
Bane of the Undead. That's a restoration. I don't know if I have restoration as a broad. I don't know if we could narrow that or make it more specific.
Yeah. We can make it more specific if there's like specific stuff that you wanted to do with it. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
So that's a 6 dice pool at the broad level. I don't really know. Would we add more to it, or 6? Is 6 good?
Let's use 6 for now. I can look this up for you, but yeah.
I think it just means that the broad skill means that you can use it for a lot more stuff.
Different
Right,
circumstances,
but
yeah.
I thought that at broad you could still narrow, like, that's where I get a little confused with broad, standard, and the narrow. I didn't know if you have broad, you can hit standard and then narrow it even more.
Yeah, we'll keep it
using your
as is.
skill, like whatever your skill dice are for that one.
Yeah,
So that's just,
we'll keep it that for now. We'll take a look at it in between sessions.
oops, sorry about that.
That's good.
I got one. That was super impressive.
Yeah, you try, and these things are weak, but they do have some protection on them. And one is not enough to claddle them. You're used to fighting slightly tougher creatures, so you probably go in a little bit over enthusiastically and just kind of like you get hit on one of its limbs, like a limb flies off, but it hasn't like broken apart. Laron, what do you want to do?
Laren has 2 things he'd like to evoke. First off, in his traits, he's extreme attention to detail. He also has a resource. He has telescopic glasses. He's gonna fiddle around in his bag, pull them up, put them on his head, and he's flicking up and down different lenses. He flicks down red lenses, flicks up green ones, and he's making all kinds of adjustments, scanning the area, seeing if he can find a source of the skeletons, trying to find some kind of summoner, vampire, any movement out in the trees. It's not the skeletons themselves.
Yeah, you can roll me, the equivalent of perception if you have a skill which will help you out of this. Feel free to use that. There you go.
I don't think I see anything.
You don't. It is pitch black out there, and there's not a sound of magic being cast either, which is pretty distinctive. There's no one kind of shouting, and there's no swirling magic sounds happening either. It is just a kind of skeletons and the sound of Kazmir busting one open, and you'll do a fling an ice shard at it. Okay.
He'll just keep scanning the horizon around him, seeing if he wants to be the first one to spy something, if there's something else to be seen.
Okay. So, for Kazmir, who's closest, the one which is still remaining, is going to move in. Being the slowest creatures to act here, they're going to finally get a chance to try and get you. And let's see what we can do. Pick up some dice here. Looking for 5s or 6s. Ooh, baby. So it's going to be 3. What kind of protection do you have on you at the moment?
2 protection.
Oh boy. So protection, as I understand, it's pretty simple, like armor. So he's on 3. You got 2 protection. You take 1. So it just manages with its kind of like bony arm to graze you and cut through with the sword to the point where like that actually kind of hurts. And this enrages you, Kazmir, that this thing has managed to get a clip on you. I'll hand back over to who acted first last time. I actually should have written this down, but it's like hour 9 or whatever.
It was me.
It was Yodor, I think.
Yodor, you watch your friend Kazmir just gets slashed at by the skeleton sword.
Right. I want to run up and try to steal a skeleton's head. Just jam it off.
just jam it right off.
Yeah.
Creative problem solving.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to give me a roll.
Yeah, I'm thinking cut, purse, athletic, and cunning.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, no disadvantages on this one. It is kind of pinned in a fight with Kazmir right now.
2 successes.
Okay. So this one, he's actually proving to be fairly resilient. With the little bit of
same one I cast my bum spell at too.
Little bit of armor that it has on him, disclaimer, this is a trash mob to start you guys off on so nice and easy. It is actually surprisingly resilient. It's the the skeever that you just can't quite get, the mud crab that just won't die, and his head won't quite pop off. He's like almost there, but not quite. He's done some ligament damage, but it's not quite gone.
Let go, damn you.
Kazmir, it looks like it's up to you to finish this one up.
Yeah, I'm going to see what Jodur is trying to do. Drop the torch, draw my own steel sword, and try to help get that head off.
I like the sound of this. Oh, that'll do it.
4 successes.
Nice. How does the skeleton's head come off?
So I imagine I rush up, and it's like you said, its teeth are gnashing out and it's hacking out with the sword. But we're too close up. I kind of push the blade against its bony neck and just start pressing against it until the head wedges off. Jodur takes it and runs away with it.
Yeah, it like pops up in the air, and Jodur just like grabs it out of the sky. He goes long, and he like catches it. It's amazing. So that is very simply put a quick little encounter for you guys along the road with the 3 skeletons defeated. This is no problem for the 4 of you, rather, as you defeat the 3 skeletons. Indeed, you yourself on your own may be able to single-handedly take down a bunch of skeletons if you're at least well prepared. Whatever did this, there's most certainly some kind of summoner who must have raised these creatures, and there are likely more of them as well.
Do the bones disappear afterwards, like after they're defeated, or do they stay
the
here?
The bones clutter together in a big old pile on the ground, and they stay there. Yeah. Claudia would know that these creatures essentially use sort of like mob mentality. So certainly, if there were enough of them, they could certainly overcome a couple of people that maybe weren't suspecting anything happened. But probably magic was involved as well, as what you're thinking.
But there's also no way that she would think these things eviscerated the people that were caught off guard on the road, especially Imperial. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever tore them apart was vicious. It was hungry. These things were just looking to obey the whims of whatever master that they have. Perhaps, you would know that blood feeders would send forth minions to do their dirty work and then come along and feed. If it was a particularly voracious vampire, it may tear apart the body rather than just drain the blood.
So I give the companions like the best rundown of the situation in regards to the summoned creatures, and that these creatures weren't exactly difficult, so they could have very well been summoned by a vampire lord, not anywhere near as powerful as Lord Aurelius, but definitely it's still a potential possibility that this is vampires.
If I was writing a book on all this, which I is, I think that them skeletons might be called a red herring as well.
What is your book gonna sound like when it's red?
Like the best book that's ever been written.
You won't even have the same name from one minute to the next. You're renaming creatures to new names.
There'll be a revision. How's that important right now?
I mean, you're writing now.
Second edition.
Would you mind later if I read what you have written so far? I'm very curious and very
There'll be
interested.
honor, Claudia. But as for now, I think we should focus on the matter at
I don't
hand.
mean right now. I don't mean like it's getting dark. I probably can't even
Second.
really see that great start.
Kazmir sheathes his sword and picks up that torch, turns to his companions and says, "Whatever caused them, or do you think it is close? Can we find it?"
I don't
You
know.
certainly know which way they came from. There are tracks in the woods that you could follow. For note, Yoda, you have the spellbook that you nicked is one of candlelight, so it might be useful in this scenario as it gets darker for those that don't see so well in the dark.
Okay.
If you don't want to have one hand holding a lantern or a torch, I guess. So we're following the tracks now?
I would like to, yes,
Well,
unless
yeah,
someone stops.
when they're fresh, I mean,
So it stops.
I think if we wait until it's dawn, then the animals might have ruffled all things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the tracks themselves are easy enough to follow. It doesn't seem like the skeletons do any kind of business of like trying to hide their tracks or anything like that. So for the next, although that is an interesting image, though for the next,
With a branch dragging it behind.
They pop their legs off and put them on backwards just to mess with you.
that sounds like a truly evil genius thing to do, actually. But yes, they just walk at you with the weirdest looking fucking limbs. But the tracks lead onwards through the woods for the best part of another 45 minutes to an hour before you come to a little glade, and by the foot of a mountain there is a dark opening into a cave beyond. Scattered around this cave are various different bones of what look to be human, some animal as well. These are the telltale signs that the skeletons arrived from this place. Thank you, Mike from Unmade Gaming for the raid as well. Appreciate it, my friend. Welcome in, everybody. We're playing some Skyrim right now in the Helheim RPG, which just went live on Kickstarter. Check it out, my friends. We are hunting for vampires. Appreciate the raid, guys. But you see this cave before you that you suspect the skeletons have arrived from. No one is on guard outside. There are no lights on within, other than a few flickering candles that look like they will never go out.
Can I walk up to the entrance of the cave just enough so the name pops up, but I don't go inside?
Yeah, a little appears above. And you gain just a little bit of experience as you do this.
Hold on, I'm adding it to me map.
It's like bad place cavern, evil, totally not evil redoubt, etc.
No, let's go with that one. Totally not evil redoubt.
No vampires here, cavern.
Yeah, I will stand awkwardly and equip the candlelight in my second hand and just shadow it.
Yeah. Illuminates the area and the gloom within. As you get up to the, just inside, it like smells of blood and decay from within. An ancient rot is seeping forth. There's all the
It
signs
smells
of
Like a sheets in there.
No, it smells like a bad human butcher shop.
It does smell a bit
Yes.
like a butcher's shop in summer, The cabin is big
I
enough
will-
for all of you to step through at one time if you wanted, or someone can go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll put out the torch since you're doing the candlelight, and I'm more than happy to walk in first, just in case I step on a rope or anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, you step through. Are you trying to be stealthy about this, or are you just ambling through?
No.
I love how stressed Ellie is.
I don't understand what's happening right now. Oh my goodness.
You can easily sum up. He knows exactly what's happening, but he's 50 and a native of Skyrim. So okay, let's just do it.
Amazing. This is why Skyrim shouldn't have multiplayer, because it's so Kazmir is stepping forwards. Are the rest of you guys trying to sneak behind him, or are you just following on? Yep, you're sneaking in.
Laren's quite a few yards behind, yeah.
It's a shame I have all this blood.
The genie.
I wipe some of the blood off of my wound on the front of my armor. Oops.
Provide a septum for every time.
He's just trying to be sexy about it. Ooh, I just feel so blood.
This blood is so thick.
It's so wet and bloody. Amazing. So, as you
He's practically dripping.
The group of you step forwards into the cavern, and you go down this tunnel for a little while as you get, deep below the earth. The cavern around you is rough-hewn stone, clearly naturally formed. A couple of candles light the way. More bones, more dried blood in here. You can see real blood smears where it looks like people were dragged in here. Down here where you suspect very well maybe, some of the villagers and travelers have fallen to their doom along the road were brought in here. Go ahead.
I will place a quest marker here so we will find our way back.
Yep, it's a good idea. As you do so, let's see here. Let's do another share with you guys.
This is like the Diablo 1 mod for Skyrim. Turn everything really bloody and gross and horrifying.
Let's see. Let's share this map with you guys. Yeah.
Oh, fresh meat.
So what you see before is a pretty glittering cavern. You weren't expecting to see any kind of beauty in a place like this. But the natural caverns around Whiterun and Riverwood have been here for a long time and have some kind of glowing green mushrooms and crystals around them. Some of the... for those of you who have been traveling in Skyrim for some time, you'll recognize the incessant hum of Nirnroot, which is in this area, illuminating some of the cavern. Down at the base of the cavern, there appears to be an altar, where you assume that this is where whatever sacrifice and resurrection has been going on has indeed occurred. At the bottom... Go ahead.
That's what... This isn't vampires. This is not vampires.
This is necromancers.
You see a chap down here who you would presume to be a necromancer. He has the dark robes, and Sven, who has just caught up with you, it's like,
Look at the timing on that.
that's the guy! As Sven comes in, it's like, that's him, I saw him! Indeed, he does have, kind of, red eyes. And Pacey donates £1. Kazmir deserves advantage for his deep video game roleplay. Thank you, Pacey. You have a advantage as if 5e. In fact, we'll give you +2 dice.
It's like a quick save.
Yeah, yes.
Thank
You get to roll more than once. It's like a quick save.
Exactly. At the around the altar as well, several other skeletons that have been summoned by this fell necromancer. Rather than just the 3 of them, you can count a total of 5 in the room, alongside the necromancer himself, who seems to be. It seems like he was just focusing on one of the bodies on his altar as he looks to resurrect this person. However, at the same time as Sven runs in, that's the guy! And Kazmir's been like, oh, all his blood. He looks up with a staff in one hand with a skull at the top of it, and is like,
Who are you? Get out of here now!
I am Yadul, the Magnificent.
no, in that case, stay. No, he didn't say that.
All right, fine.
No, he says,
You
Committed crimes
stay
against
for the rest of your
Skyrim and her
life.
people.
he looks with great distaste and hatred towards the Breton as he says that, and says,
Fine, then prepare to become one of my minions too.
and we're going to jump into things
All right.
once again. So, let's see. This is a homebrew mic. Something that just a little something that I whipped up on the side. Let me jump into
We
my.
workshopped it for a day or 2.
Yeah, it's just blue sky thinking. I did some prep before this with chat. So let's get rid of all that. On that. So just bringing on some tokens for you guys. So you guys coming in through this entrance, and we've got Claudia here. Let's find some tokens that can fit for you guys. Lauren, you're like a roguey type, right?
Yeah, dark elf, if that helps.
Yeah, that might help actually. Let's see, elf. Or maybe just drow.
Yeah, that would work.
There we go, drow male, beautiful. That can be you. Laron. Beautiful, we've got Kazmir, we can drag Kazmir on here as well. And let's get, let's find a cat token if we can for you. Beautiful, there he is. Oh dear, okay. That's great. And this is going to be Sven. Sven is in the lead right now. He's just going to jump in. Push past everyone.
Harlequin romance novel if I've ever seen one.
That's right. So you guys are up on some rocky formation at the kind of top of this tunnel, looking down upon these guys. Yeah, feel free to move your tokens as you see fit. And you see the necromancer in front of you with his skeletal minions. Gonna give you guys a first call on this one in terms of your initiative. So you guys can act first against these skeletons. You would notice that these skeletons are better armored. Some of them, in fact, 3 of them, are wearing Imperial armor that look to be like they have, the guys that you heard were dead. So they are more protected than their former companions. You're in for a bit of a tougher fight this time around. Sven's gonna go first. He's just, he's like drunk enough to like.
Oh my god.
Man, that's a reference you guys won't get. But yeah, he's like the guy who's just so drunk, like he's up for a fight with anyone. He's been looking for a fight for a while now, Sven. He just kind of like comes out, rushes down, and is gonna get to the nearest skeleton. Sven is not combat trained in any manner, so he's gonna roll a 1d6 because that's what NPCs get. And he just tries to like punch the skeleton with like plate armor on, and the skeleton kind of looks back at him, and the necromancer's like, "Ha! You will be the first to die, you fool!" And Sven gets that like look on his face, like he's suddenly just sobered up. He's at a 10, and now he's suddenly at a 2. Like, oh fuck, this is bad. Okay, I hand over to you guys. Feel free to act in whatever order you guys want to.
I want to cast some sort of ice storm.
I like the sound of this.
Should I use the overconfident?
Yes, that's definitely going to be a factor in this.
I can handle this.
Oh, that was
it was the
Those are
wrong dice.
fate. Okay.
wrong dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a.
I was like,
the
my
fate
God,
roll.
at the ones.
You just rolled fucking 7 on. That looks like what, 3 successes?
Yes.
Nice. So you begin to summon up an ice storm. What does it look like as Yodua does this?
I will extend both of my arms forward, and I use it will crackle, and a cloud will shoot out above these people, and then sharp hail bits just strike down into the ground, and hopefully them, and I will scream, "You will rue the day that you met Yodua the Magnificent."
Nice.
But it will be a great day for the rest of us.
The spell storm whipping around of ice around the necromancer and his minions. He kind of grits his teeth as shards of ice go into his body. He's not as well protected as the others. The skeletons themselves look to be slowed by this, but they don't look to be too injured by it, being more heavily armored. But the necromancer suddenly is, as the shards goes into his knee. No more adventuring for him. Okay, that's Yodua. Who wants to act next? Out of the party.
Yeah, Laren, well, if you guys don't mind.
Alright, jump into it.
In one fluid motion, he slams all the little lenses on his telescopic glasses down in front of his eyes, making little zooming in cones. He pulls out his little crossbow he has. And that is not the right number of dice. I need 3 more. Luckily, come on. 2 successes. He is aiming at the necromancer.
Nice.
Focus on the boss, and the mobs should take care of themselves.
They should flee afterwards. But those familiar with summoned creatures would know that they should fall apart if you can break the one who is summoned them. 2 successes onto the necromancer. The shot is going to make it. It is a glancing shot again. It is not something that's like a right gut punch. This is going to kill him. But the bolt does find its way into his shoulder. But some of you guys would be familiar, having lived in this world, that some people can take up to 20 arrows before they die. You're not sure why, but they can.
Sometimes more.
Sometimes more. Okay, so Kazmir or Claudio, who wants to go next?
I would love to, because I'm going to set Claudia up for something.
Okay.
Oh, great. I'm all for it. Let's do it. I'm faster.
I'm just going to stand up here knowing that Sven is about to be turned into a hunk of meat. And the stone hand, my right hand, starts to shine with light, and the light kind of fractures around and grows and grows. And I hold it out in front of myself. And when I do, this big protective ward kind of comes around. And let's see how strong that protective ward is. 5, 6, 8.
Yeah, no negatives I'm going to throw in here on you either. Pretty clear.
Okay. This is with the +2 that I got a minute ago.
Oh, that looks like
So that's
3 to
solid
me.
ones. Mhm.
Nice. So this gives free protection to Claudia, is that right?
I'm trying to soak up this chokehold, so they have to come and
Okay.
fight me first, and she can destroy them with her crossbow.
Nice. Great stuff. All right, yeah. So you just kind of taunt them into you, basically, and hold the line, and you see them about to, starting to move their way over towards you, drawn in by this display. Claudia, what do you want to do?
I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to use my crossbow. I don't really have. I mean, I have my crossbow still. I don't really have it. Is there anything I can add to that? Can I use my weird to add to that attack?
Yeah, this. Let me remind myself on how the weird works. I believe you can give yourself an
You can
extra
add
5 successes.
5
right?
dice or
5
2
dice, yes.
successes.
2 successes.
In
yeah.
addition, so 5 dice in addition to the 2 that I would get for the bow.
That's right. Yeah, roll 5 additional dice, turn 2 misses into hits, ignore a special rule, escape an encounter, or you can turn 2 hits into misses on the opponent, or give the opponent a -5 hindrance. But the 5 additional dice sounds like it'd be a good idea right now.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So weird is a bit like fate points in other systems, a bit like inspiration in 5e. Flo's familiar with that mechanic. It's a spendable resource that you can use to give yourself advantages. Oh, it's a
You start off
/die.
with 4.
In consequence. Yeah, start off with 4 weird,
Right, it's done.
and you can
Start off
gain
4.
it. You do /die. 76. I'll put it there for you.
I could just do it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do there.
You do /roll. /die is the fancy grounds command. There you go.
I was trying to do over there. Okay.
It's alright.
All right.
I'm terrible with roll formulas. Nice. And you're shooting.
Roll /die.
Are you shooting at the skeleton here,
Yeah,
or
no.
yeah?
Actually, no. I think that from where I'm at, well, I was kind of hoping I guess I can't hit the wizard or whoever that douchebag necromancer. So.
You could shoot him. You could.
I mean, okay. So then, could she move kind of like where the cat is? No offense. Kind of
Sort of like up there.
There. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And try to hit him from here. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. With the 2 successes on the, you shot this lightly to no armored necromancer. Kind of takes another crossbow bolt and just cries out in pain. Okay, these guys are going to get to do their thing. So, Kazmir, there's room enough for 2 of them to get at you at a time here. So you've got a nice little kind of chokehold. These 3 skeletons are going to move on Sven, and the necromancer is going to do something else here in a second. So let's do the rolls against Kazmir. They're looking to roll 6 or 6, and boop. That should be 3 successes against Kazmir. So it's 2 protection, another bites through.
Well, I currently have the ward up, so that would put me at 5.
Yeah, with the ward up, you're right. These guys are going to need more to come at you of that. And it's like his sword just kind of bounces away from you as you are immovable. It's unstoppable force. Next guy, similarly, even though he's getting some good successes in here, they're going to need to use more of their abilities to get at you. But the necromancer has an idea to do something. He is going to cast a bolt that Yodua would recognize as being an ice spike. And I had to do math. He's going to cast that back at Yodua as the current ice storm going on. He's going to try and sort of stop you from doing that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes that he's got on the dice there.
And I have 1 protection.
So you're going to take 3 off your health.
Yep.
I think. Let's see what.
He's okay. He's okay.
Son of a bitch. You stole
Alrighty,
that
so
from me.
With that, you're
So you
still
have
in
heard about
the.
Yodua.
You're still in the minor, wounds sort of territory. Anything more? Hindrance. I tend to become overwhelmed. Overwhelmed for creatures usually means that they are killed, but for PCs can mean that you're like down, injured, severely wounded, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's what he does. These guys are now going to roll against Sven. So, Sven, there's another one. Okay, and Sven dies.
Our hero.
And perhaps the greatest loss to this world since the Dragonborn. Sven, perhaps he was the second Dragonborn, in which case Skyrim will weep anew. Sven goes down in a blaze of glory as he realizes too late that he's an idiot. And the skeletons move in upon him, just like run him through, and you watch as Sven falls down dead on the ground, and it looks like our necromantic friend is starting to cast a spell upon him. His work is not yet finished, Sven. So I hand back over to the party. Once again, feel free to act in whatever order you'd like.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I need to. I will cast back Ice Shard at the Necromancer.
It's a classic early level Skyrim. We only have a few spells. Standoff. I like it. Feel free to give it some rolls. And I'll tell you what, he is distracted because he's been shot a couple of times. So I'm going to give you +1 dice on this. +1 die.
Okay.
Oh, gee.
Holy mackerel. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be, nice. Very nice indeed. He certainly looks like he's bleeding a lot from at this point, as the ice shard goes through his arm as he's trying to resurrect Sven, and you watch this almost doubling over from the pain. All right, you do. Who wants to act
Not
next?
so fun now, is it?
I would like to go. Is it, who's really jacked up? It's Kazmir, right?
Yeah, Kazmir
was
is.
bad. He's not taking negative stuff yet, but he will be. So I'm going to heal him. I will cast.
I think Yoda's the one that's been damaged so far, right?
Yeah, Yodua's been hurt. I've only gotten a scratch.
Oh, really? I thought you were the one that was almost a major injury.
No, that's me.
Yeah, that's Yodua actually got.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry.
It'll be fine.
This looks terrible. This gash looks awful. So, I just do healing.
Kazmir's got like a paper cut, and you're like, oh, quick.
Kazmir, no!
I'm gonna cast a healing hand on our poor friend here.
Great stuff.
All right.
That'll be a straight roll on that one. Didn't see any.
Oh yeah, there's kind of difficulty to it, really, right? Or do you want me to roll with anything?
I'll let you get just a straight roll on this one.
Okay. All right, no problem. go. I'll go.
Nice. In fact, you have like healing supplies, right? So
I
that could
do.
assist you on this. Yeah,
I
I'll give you
do,
a
but
plus. Yeah, I guess it's not technically a spell. All right, let's just straight roll it. I was trying to find an excuse here.
alright. The 3.
Nice. So you feel the light of Claudia's healing upon you, and you feel revigorated by it.
Okay. How many
I
remove?
should take all 3 of your points away.
Yep, that's 3 successes, so you're back up. So something that I am keeping a track of is the amount of failures. So one of the fun things about Helheim is you can pretty much make up your rules when it comes to spellcasting. So I'll let you know as I keep a very rough, because I'm not actually counting that much, when you're sort of like out of magic. You know, when you've cast a sufficient amount of spells, or it seems like you guys will be out.
Great idea.
So, that is...
At this point, I think Laren would
Yeah,
like
go
to
ahead.
loose another bolt.
Good idea. I like it. 2 successes into the necromancer, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Curses the name that he doesn't know. Curses the name Bread. As curse you, Bread! As you strike him with another bolt, goes into the shoulder around the same point again. This guy's like bleeding, almost bleeding out on the floor at this point, as there's like 3 crossbow bolts in the same vicinity as he is being well and truly Boromir. Great stuff. Who wants to go next?
I guess this would be me.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
I've still got the ward in one hand, and I'm imagining if we're doing the Magicka system, it would just subtract like 8 or something, because they're real hard to keep up.
Yeah.
But I'm going to swing out with my sword and try to cleft at least one of these, if not both, skeletons.
Nice.
So,
Episode 1, Bread.
I'm using one of my weird on this.
Ooh.
So
Which
you
one
said
do
they were
you-
wearing Imperial armor. And Imperial
That's
armor
right,
is
yeah.
pretty good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think that my my Skyforge sword would come into account here. So
Okay.
2, 3, 4 successes.
Nice. You are able to get a good hit on this thing. As you got the ward up in one hand, slash down on it. The armor is enough to protect it fairly well, however. But nonetheless, you see it kind of like clattering at some of its bones, chipping away at the armor. So I think that is all of the party who have acted, right? Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So let's see. Necromancer is dead intent on getting our good buddy Yodur. That's not what I meant to do. I apologize. Holding down the left and selecting the amount of dice, and I'll let go. He's going to send another ice spike over at you, Yodur, for 2 successes. So that should only get through 1 damage on you. And he curses the healing is cheating. At the same time, you'll see him in the other hand as Sven is reborn, and Sven just kind of comes up, lifeless, a zombie, as he has been sort of resurrected. Sven's going to start moving towards you guys, climbing up the rocks towards you. The rest of these skeletons are going to climb up as well, getting close to Yodur, but they're going to spend a whole turn getting up there because they're not very dexterous, and climbing for skeletons is difficult. But that is their turn, so I hand back over to the... oh wait, no, there's got a couple of guys who are going to try and fight Kazmir. Just try and batter away at the wards, making you keep it up. Well, there's no way they're going to break through with the 5 ward up, but we'll say that the ward is waning at this point as you continue to...
Do you think you would want me to make a roll to see if I can keep it up?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do like a concentration check almost. So let's do that, and let's take 2 dice away because they're both battering at you.
Okay. Drop those. Ah. 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Two
That's
successes?
so much more impressive than the one.
So let's actually say that the concentration holds, but the ward goes down to just 2 protection. I am making the rules up as we go, so it's there, but it's kind of weaker as you're holding it up.
That's the benefit of a flexible magic system.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of things that make sense. We'll do. Okay, so back over to the party members. Sven and the skeletons are coming towards you. The necromancer looks like he is on some pretty last legs here. You can see his health bar waning.
Yeah, seeing that Sven died and has been brought back as this shambling monstrosity, I'll say, "No, my good boy!" And I'll swing out at this one weakened skeleton, trying to destroy it so I can get past it towards this necromancer.
Absolutely.
I was requested to say that, by the way. I'm actually, I'm going to say that because I am affected so much, I am going to spend another word on this.
Nice. Oh, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
Holy mackerel. Yeah, when you spend weird and when the kind of like benefits and hindrances start adding up, there's a max pool of 20, but you can start rolling a lot of dice, which is something I really love about dice pool systems. You just, grab a bunch of dice and roll them all. How does this thing die? In fact, I'm going to let you kill the one next to it on this as well. Like that. That's
awesome. That's awesome. So I guess I would do the hold sideways power attack. So I spin all the way around and just slash through the both of them. Their swords were up against the wards. They just kind of slice in the middle and shatter.
Nice.
And as soon as that happens, I'll run forward. I still have just the little remnants of this ward left, and I'm trying to freak this guy out so that he turns his attention on me instead.
Absolutely. Okay, rest of party, who wants to act next?
Laren's trying aggressively too, because one of his goals is to kill someone bad in front of a group of people. He wants to be considered a hero, so he really, really wants this. If no one has objections.
Yeah, no.
Do it.
I'm going to spend a weird point to add 2 successes onto whatever it is I roll. Which is good, because I roll 1 success.
Nice. So that's total of 3 successes against... you're going to shoot the necromancer?
Yes.
Nice. That is going to be enough to take him down. Laren, how does he die?
The lenses on the glasses go up. It's just his red eyes. He closes one, peers, and actually takes the minute. Left eyeball. He shoots it. It hits the guy right in the head, right in the right eyeball. I meant right eyeball. I called that. Old shot.
Point.
I mean, that left. Yeah.
His left.
You watch as the necromancer takes it, the bolt straight to the eye and falls back, dead, clattering onto the altar with his bone staff, and he just falls to the ground. The skeletal minions just clatter to the floor as well.
Laren's arms are over his head. I did it! I actually did something! You all see that? I did it.
With the combat being completed and having murdered this necromancer before you, looking over his corpse, Kazmir, you see the name highlighted just above, who says that...
When I open the inventory?
Yeah, you open his little inventory. His name was Zarion. And, he's fallen dead there. The corpse of Sven also falls to the ground. once again, re-dead. Whatever magic was binding him has fallen.
I will pick up Sven's loot.
I will pick up Sven.
When you said loot, we're talking about video games, and I totally misunderstood.
You felt Sven's loot. You
Pull a
press
dead
take all.
space and just stomp on his chest and hope something comes out.
Okay, so as you do this, you pick up Sven, you pick up his loot. Sven's loot is nothing to write home about. It is a pretty basic looking piece of equipment. But
Maybe
it's
it's
nonetheless,
musicmanship, so it's...
it's true. Hopefully whoever plays it can do it a little better than Sven did. But he certainly will be remembered. As you look on the inventory of Zarion, there is, of course, a note upon him. And Kazmir, this reads, "Prepare Whiterun for subjugation. Do not fail me." And it is signed V. Prepare Whiterun for subjugation. Do not fail me, V. And he also has his bone staff upon him. And a couple of gold pieces, a diary.
I take his
with
necromancer robes. They sell for 50 gold pieces.
Yep.
I come over.
rate.
Yeah, I come over to my one and truly best friend in the world, Larion, and I say, "You know something about a lot of things. Does this V mean anything to you?"
Laron, you can roll me a general knowing stuff about things skill if you like.
I have
I would
approximate
like-
knowledge about many things.
I would like to also pitch an idea. I am an apprentice spell study and an adept scribe. Is there any chance that I would have seen this handwriting before?
Okay.
I have 2 successes on my approximate knowledge checks.
Approximately V could be a lot of things. A lot of people go by V, particularly vampires. And
Could be a vampire, could be a man with a vendetta.
yeah, you're not sure. It definitely could be something like that. 2 isn't quite enough. There's no way you're going to be able to put this. But there are thousands of minor Skyrim villains who dot the landscape. This could be any one of them. It's certainly written, Kazmir, you don't recognize who exactly wrote it, but it's written in a villainous scrawl, as though someone were attempting to be evil when they did it, and there's a blood stain on it. You're not sure why, there just is. That's what you get from the note. This is certainly something to take back to Irileth and Jarl Balgruf, though, as the a little bit in your journal updates. You have completed one part of the quest, and now you must return to Whiterun to hand it in.
You are clearly dealing with an edgelord here.
All signs point to that.
He didn't sign his
yeah.
name. He wants to stay anonymous.
I will. I'll kind of look around. The Imperial Legion. I knew a great many people from those encampments. So I'll try to get any identifying things that I can find off of the bodies, just real quick, because I'll just report it to somebody when I see them.
Yeah.
But you can tell instantly that Kazmir gets very somber, even after this big victory.
Yeah. You will find sort of the equivalent of dog tags, I guess, and seals, most likely for the Imperials, and their armor upon them. This is part of the captain of this was Captain Sicalius, who has died. I'll write this in the chat again for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Sicalius. You could take their equipment if you want. It's it certainly would sell for something. It's pretty heavy to carry, but you will possess strength which would surprise everyone, as you can at any time carry at least 10 suits of armor in your backpacks.
I'll take their swords because that sells for the most per weight. And then I'll
got a
kind of
modern
just say,
sword to see how much like the value per weight
Yeah.
is.
Sky UI, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say to my companions, I think this is all we can do here. We should return at once.
I agree.
Got no objections.
Alrighty. You guys can scavenge whatever else you want around here on skeletons' bodies. You'll pick up like 50 gold from the area, any daggers, swords, and stuff like you want to sell general loot. I don't really want to keep track of a huge amount of it. Thank you, Charlie, for the cheer. For Will, who is a maniac and a champion of Zero Sleep. Thank you, I appreciate it. This is day 4 of silly amount of streams. But yeah, the
great
four
job.
of you guys, thanks for actually going up and the end here, but it's pretty well timed actually, as you guys head out of the obviously evil cavern, totally not vampires here, lagoon. And where do you guys want to head? Riverwood is closest. Delphine will definitely give you a room for the night, or you could make the 1-2 hour trek back to Whiterun if you wanted to report this with you.
We should probably return the loot, I'd say. Let them know what happened to their favorite god.
You do have Sven's body as well.
Yeah. I figure he would want to be buried in Riverwood, so we should take it back there.
Isn't it River Run?
No.
All the way around.
It was River Run.
River Run comes off the mouth so much easier than Riverwood.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think it is River Run, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Riverwood. Right?
With all of my love, no, it's Riverwood.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm looking on the wiki now because
Yeah.
it's like that 4 a.m. time where words start to look the same.
Oh yeah, when you look at the most common thing and it's like, I have no idea what that word means anymore.
Yeah, like the schedule's there. It's a 30-hour stream week at the moment. It's pretty fun. But yeah, you guys can take Sven's body back. Sven's loot as you return to the sleeping giant inn. Delphine will look shocked as the body probably slump it onto a table because Sven's kind of a heavy guy, and plop him down. And Delphine is like, "What? By the gods! How did this happen?"
Give you one guess who ran off like a drunkard on his own.
He always was such a fool.
Yeah.
My friends, I'm deeply sorry that all of this happened. Did you slay his killers?
We did.
Multiple times.
I didn't, actually. Yeah, I killed him.
Oh, well, there is some solace in the knowledge that Sven has been avenged.
I can try to raise him.
She looks kind of shocked.
Just throw that out nonchalantly.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I can give it a shot. I mean, if you miss him that much, he can at least shamble around.
Aren't you a vampire hunter? Isn't that?
Yeah, but you gotta learn your skills everywhere.
Be less
Takes
of a
one to know
vampire, be less of a vampire, more of a coat rack.
Yeah, he's not a vampire. He won't hurt anybody. He just seemed really seemed heartbroken.
No.
No. It's okay.
I mean, he'd be a lot easier to deal with if he was undead.
I didn't like him that much. It would dishonor his name if he were brought back from the dead and he's bleeding.
Ancestors and whatnot, yeah.
That's right. He was a Nord, right? Checks with it. Yeah.
They all look probably the same up here in Skyrim.
Skyrim belongs to the Nords.
She nods gravely. And as well, thank you. I will see that the priest comes by and buries him. Would you like room for the night? It's terribly late.
Yes. Our news would not reach Balgruff's ears until morning anyway. Correct? We may as well
True enough.
sleep here.
True enough. It is best to take a night and we can remember Sven. And she gonna yeah, yes.
What better way to remember and honor his memory, right?
I can play his favorite tune.
Our
do you
hero Sven.
Yeah, our hero Sven. Replace all proper nouns with Sven and any other nouns.
That's
basically,
certainly
with
what we
Sven.
would have wanted.
Yeah.
It
Incredible.
was the song he was singing.
So, as you guys kind of settle in for the night, and the group you sit around the tavern, you will see Delphine continues to serve you well, serve you mead, however much you want to get drunk and watch Fen. And at the last moment, before you guys are about to head to bed, you hear a and the roar of a huge dragon outside. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session, of course. You guys are the sleeping dragon in. Big swooping of wings outside, Sven's dead body somewhere on a table. The song to Sven being sung.
Still raise him and help us fight this dragon.
Bad Dawn card.
Oh my goodness,
We're
amazing
going
stuff.
through a little reputation change.
Yeah.
Really
We're going through
good,
some
Will.
life
Really
threads.
good.
There's a rebrand happening right now with the Dawn card. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a rebranding.
Yeah, understandable. It happened. Well, my friends, that's what we're going to win tonight's session of Death of the Dragonborn. If you want to check out Helheim RPG, it's pretty damn fun. Nice and easy to play. It's on Kickstarter. Just went on to Kickstarter today, so go ahead, check it out. Whilst we've been streaming, it's gotten several £100s have gone up since last I looked, actually. So go ahead, support the Kickstarter, and try and check it out for yourself. Why not? It's damn a lot of fun. You can play in Skyrim, you can play in any world you want. But let's go around to cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's go back in reverse order. So let's start with Strider Heap. What did you think, my friend?
Doing amazing. The internet somewhat held out. I always say the first time a group plays together, sometimes it can be awkward, almost like a first date, but the party meshed pretty well. There was a little bit of not trying to interrupt anyone. I think that might have been halfway internet problems as well. But I like this group. I'm hyped up to see where they're going to go. And I'm just, I'm still running the hype on all these memes and jokes and whatnot. Strider Heap, that is also my Twitter handle. You can find me this Sunday on Grimjack21502's channel. We're doing our season finale of Pulp Cthulhu Project Athena. And on Wednesday, I DM and run Rise of the Dark Side, a Star Wars D&D campaign on the old D20 system to get the nostalgia going even more.
Great stuff. Yeah, definitely tune into that every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay. That's going to be a lot of fun. Great stuff. And Elian.
Hi, I'm Ellie. You can find me. You can find us. The LLC that I have. The website's not quite done, so we're still pretty active. Facebook's the best place, so it's Beholder Gaming. Can't miss it. Twitter also. And eventually we'll be doing streams. I want to do Zodiac Empires by Star Called Studios, and there is a Kickstarter that that just ended. I know I'm going to butcher it because I can't say the Coriolis.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be running that too through. That will probably be an online stream similar to this, whereas the Zodiac Empires will be in the studio in-house.
Nice. Great stuff. Awesome. Thank you. Claudio was a lot of fun today, and can't wait for next week. Drop the die, JD.
I have been Drop the Die. It has been a great game. So glad that I can finally get to play with Will. It's been on the bucket list for a little while. The system is actually really easy to run. I think that you should seriously check it out. It's easy to manipulate. It's not one of those systems that's really hard to move to what you need it to do. Because we knocked up all the Skyrim rules we used tonight in like 8 minutes. It's real easy to use. You can find me on Twitter at Drop the Die, Facebook at Drop the Die, Patreon at Drop the Die. I try to brand really tightly. So drop the die on whatever, you'll probably find me.
Great stuff, amazing. And Nicholas.
Yeah, I had a blast. I'm usually a DM, so this was excellent. You can mostly find me at Nyvinter, almost everywhere, except on Patreon, where I actually got my name. So that's Nicholas.
Nice.
Well, I don't stream games that much yet, but there will be a Dungeon World one-shot on Saturday with Little Copper Yo and a few others where we are goblins and kobolds at the Scout Convention.
Amazing. That sounds like a lot of fun. Definitely check that out, guys. Feel free to pump the links into the chat so the chat can go follow through and just hit all those follows right there. And thank you guys again to the audience for making today so much fun. Man, all those viewer decisions were good. Mike, donations, great stuff. Thank you guys again. Here's all my links, of course. I take a break tomorrow. So next time you see me is Saturday. On the D&D channel, where I'll be DMing Learn by Play. So come along, we play Dungeons and Dragons, we do a bit of DM tips at the same time. It's a lot of fun. And then, goodness, I'm recording podcasts on Sunday, but the next time we'll see us live here on the show is Monday. The full schedule on Encounter Roleplay is here for D&D, City of Mist, Call of Cthulhu, Star Wars, and now Helheim RPG as well. Dude, it's been awesome. Thank you guys. Just hit the 10-hour mark on the stream, so it's time for us to sign off. Thank you again to Helheim RPG for sponsoring the show. Definitely check out the Kickstarter. It just went live today. The game we've been playing. And have a great time. Until then, try not to draw too many net ones. We ought to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.